whispered ramble. So get comfortable and listen in. So this week has been super, super crazy. Work has been really stressful. You know, they started having me work at night since my mental illness breakdown. And they have me start at 1 p.m. till 9 at night. And it's just really stressful because I'm the only one that works at night. A lot of people don't want to work at a hotel folding laundry at night. So they put me in that position. And for a while, I used to work in the mornings. But they found, my boss actually found that it was stressful for me when actually I was just fine. I had one stressful moment, but overall I've been fine. So they have me working at night now, so I don't get that much time to spend with church friends or family and my partner. I just don't have time anymore. But on my days off, which I usually get Wednesday, Thursday, something like that, or, you know, sometimes Thursday, Friday, I don't know, it's weird. I'll try to spend it with the ones I love, but it only gives me like 24 hours at a time, you know, to spend with them. So that's been going on my week, just working a lot and thinking, something new that I haven't talked to you guys about, which I probably should, is I had this dream since I was in middle school to become a model. So I am just now pursuing that career after that many years of just being comfortable in my life where I am. I know I shouldn't be super comfortable like where I'm standing in life right now. I'm making that move, that switch, change, whatever you want to call it, to become a model, whether it's fitness, fashion, bathing suit, swimsuit. I would just, go in it full function. So first, since I've been reading a bunch of articles and looking at a bunch of like websites, applications, that I have to have a few headshots in my profile. Sorry for my roommate. She invited her sister over, so it's gonna be a little bit loud. But anyway, I looked at some applications and they said I needed a few headshots to be able to make the cut if I were to get the job. So on one of my days off, my lover is going to take pictures or like headshots of me with this nice camera that he's been using for maybe more than a year. And after that, I'll just upload it to those applications and see where my next journey will take me. Hopefully, I'll be comfortable modeling whatever God wants for me in the modeling career. I'm just letting Him take the wheel and see where it goes. Right now, I am still being comfortable as a laundry attendant in a hotel, but I know that I shouldn't be that comfortable. If you're wondering, I am using my phone to film this video, and I don't like to show my hence why I'm doing a whispered ramble. So, right now I am trying to, be more fit and eat healthy. Last year, I didn't eat that healthy, and I was really lazy, so I made it my New Year's resolution. Not really, because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I mostly believe in end-year goals, or like year-end goals. So that's what my year-end goal is for this whole entire year. I'm going to be trying to be more fit and eat the right amount of food and not be gluttonous, and try to ride my bike every morning or skateboard every morning just to get a little exercise. And I'm 10 minutes away from work, from my apartment to the hotel. I'm 10 minutes away, so I usually walk to work, so I'll be getting double exercise by biking in the morning and walking to work. I'll be super fit by the time I get a modeling job, if it happens. God knows more than me, so hopefully you'll have it set. In other news, if you guys have heard in my other previous videos that I talk about my dog Monty, currently, well, if you don't know my dog Monty, he is a lab and pit mix. He is black and white, and he's got the biggest heart, and he's just so loving and caring. He's just so loving, and he cares about his humans, and he's just a wonderful family and kid-friendly dog. We've had me and my family, meaning my brother and parents, we've all had him for 9 years already. And this past weekend, my mom took him to the vet and found out that he has a tumor on this side of his stomach, which happens a lot in big dogs. Big dogs can only last up to 13. I'm so sorry about my roommates. It only lasts up to 13 to 14 years for big dogs, and small dogs could last up to 19 to 20 years. From what I've gathered from being a dog owner and learning about different dog breeds. So right now I'm just, praying that nothing bad will happen to Monty. So yeah, his name's Monty. Well, nothing bad will happen. On top of that, he has I think I'm saying right, arthritis in his hip joints. So anytime I walk him up and down the street, a few times he's already crying and whimpering because all the pain, all the pain in his body, or that he's experiencing. So for at least 2-3 years, he's never wanted to go outside, rain or shine. He just never liked the rain. In his older years, he just loves to lay on the cold wood floor of our living room and just stare out the window and bark at the mailman, but he hardly goes outside. The only times he goes outside is to use the bathroom or sunbathe, but he's really just more of a house dog more than anything. In his younger years, he loved to go hiking snow, go camping, etc. But now he just doesn't want to do anything but be lazy and eat treats and whatnot. So it's been a good run for him. He probably has like 1 or 2 more years before he's past the limit, since he has a lot of, well, I don't say a lot, but a really big tumor in his stomach, which I feel so bad. It's been 2 months, I would say, since I haven't seen Monty the dog. And one of my goals before he passes away is to see him at least once a week, or every 4 weeks, or every 3. So that way it's sorry, my arm fell asleep, super consistent with him, so that he has a little bit of memory of me, because this is like the first full year living on my own for the first time in my life. Yay. I'm just really thrilled to be living on my own, and I like it a lot. I've been living on my own since last February, and it's been almost a year since I've lived on my own. I found my roommate on Facebook Market. She had a room available for me because her last roommate was, I would say, not respectful to my roommate's rules, or not respectful to the landlord's rules, and so she just needed to go. And when I went to the house tour, she liked me, she liked my mom when we went to the house tour. So it was a Thursday when we went to the apartment tour. It's not a house, it's an apartment, converted garage apartment. We live upstairs, and there's a family that lives downstairs. It's like a converted garage thing. It's weird, but I like it. So it was a Thursday. We got the tour of the apartment, and then that Friday we went to visit the apartment in Oregon to sign the papers and get the house key. And I was so super excited. Like, my excitement went through the roof and all the way to heaven. That's how excited I was. And it took me about almost 3-4 weeks to find a good apartment where my roommate's not creepy, or where they're not creepy, weird, or crazy. So she's very respectful and reserved and just very well-mannered, quiet, very, very quiet. Like, you barely hear a word out of her. But when she has a friend, a boyfriend, or her sister over at the house, she's somewhat loud, but not really. And so I love the place. It's really nice. So yeah, that's a little bit about my life so far. I've been taking some medicine for my mental health, and sorry for the laughter. It's gonna be like that for a while. I just gotta whisper a lot like this. But anyway, I'm taking medication for my mental health, and one of my favorite things that I used to do after work, or a long day of hanging out with my lover, I always like to have a glass of like rosé or something to, relax me or whatever. But now that I am taking medication, I'm not allowed to drink or have the devil's lettuce anymore. So, which is good for me, and also, yeah, it's just a really good thing because, with my beliefs and my lifestyle, it just wasn't good for me to smoke or drink or anything like that. I'm not a partier. I'm an introvert who doesn't, I'm an introvert who stays in my room a lot and never goes out unless I'm with family, my lover, etc., or on a bike ride or going to work, etc. Otherwise, I never go out on a homebody. I love my house and I'll always, keep it that way for a really long time. What else has been going on? I'm trying to do this on the top of my head instead of making cliff notes. Oh yeah, like a week ago, I went to Goodwill to look at some kitchen supplies and like little cool tapestries and purses and stuff. And I found this really cool tapestry that's hanging next to my bed. And it's elephants. It's like an Indian, they're like Indian shapes, like on the bottom and then on the top, if you understand where I'm coming from. And then on the top, they're like little elephants. It's really cool. And then I got a sheet pan so I could make biscuits and cookies on it, measuring cups, a mini pot. I had a big pot that I used for everything, and I never had a mini pot to make small amounts of food because I had a big pot to do all the work. So now I got a mini pot, a sheet pan, measuring cups, a big pan because I had a small pan that I was using for everything, even when I wanted a big meal because I was hungry after work. And I usually leave at 9 and that's when I eat dinner. It would overflow, so I got a big pan for that, and I'm so thrilled I did. And yeah, and I got 2 bowls. One bowl has, flowers and ducks on it, and I thought that was really cute. I'm not a big fan of ducks. That just caught my eye when I saw it. And then I have this, I don't know if it's porcelain or glass or clay or something, but it's like a medium to small size bowl that fits like a little bit of food at a time. I've only used the big bowl with the ducks and flowers on it. I haven't used the really small one yet because I don't know. Excuse me for my throat. I don't know how it's gonna take to me washing it with hot water, but it worked fine the first time I washed it. I have these 2 like purple plastic bowls that were 99 cents a piece from Vaughn's when I went shopping like 3 months ago, and they work out just fine, completely fine. I used to have 3 of them, but the one that I broke, I put in the toaster oven to, heat up some leftover bread that I wanted to toast, but I broke it up into small pieces, and the bowl started to melt and break, and I got so pissed, so I had to throw everything away because the melted plastic parts were melting into the bread and butter, and it just wasn't right, and I was so mad. I was stomping my feet. I was like, really? So I had to get rid of that, but I have the other 2 here, and I use it all the time. Like, I'm a bowl girl. I don't like plates that much because to me it's not useful, even though I have 3 plates from Target that I use all the time. They're plastic plates, like rubber plastic, whatever you call it, and they're fine. I use them a lot for like other dishes. There was like a lot of holes was I had leftover stickers from when I was scrapbooking a bunch of family pictures and pictures with my friends and stuff. And they're in the shape of a star. I put star stickers on all the holes in my wall so that it looks more genuine and beautiful. So yeah, thanks for joining